Great.
We love to play the best of the 70s, 80s and more. C103. This is Cork Today with Patricia Messenger on C103.
The European Juggling Convention, billed as the world's largest juggling and circus arts event, will be staged from this Saturday in Mill Street and runs right across the following week. Joining me, the marketing manager, Ultan Sharkey. Good morning, Ultan.
Good morning, Patricia. Thanks for having me on.
Well, you're very welcome. Now, take me back to the origin of this event. This is the 37th year of the European Juggling Convention. How did it all start?
That's right. So it started in 1978 in Brighton in the UK when 11 jugglers got together and had the very first of these conventions. And it's been running every year since. It runs in a different city or a town somewhere in Europe. And the team that organises it bids for the next year's event at the preceding year or maybe 2 years before. And the biggest one ever was in Munich in 2011 and had 7,200 jugglers at it. Huge amount of people.
And you've been in Mill Street before?
Indeed, yeah. We had it in Mill Street in 2006 and we had 2,252 jugglers there that time. It's a little harder to get to Ireland, so that's why the numbers are a little lower here. But
still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a huge amount, particularly when you see thousands of people actually juggling things at the same time. It's an amazing experience.
And jugglers come from all over the world?
That's right. So in 2006 we had jugglers from more than 30 countries, and I hope that we'll get a few extra ones this year. I know we have people coming from Australia, South America, and we have somebody coming from Otago in New Zealand, which is like the closest land point on the opposite side of the globe to Ireland. So that's
so the furthest away.
Exactly.
And it's people coming. It's both amateurs and professionals, is it?
Exactly. So you don't even need to know how to juggle to enjoy this festival. There's workshops if you want to learn, but if you don't want to learn, there's still a huge amount of stuff to see. And we do have professional jugglers that come, and some of them will perform and teach. And we also have hobbyists, and I'd be more of a hobbyist myself, really. I don't work professionally with this stuff.
How did you get into juggling?
Well, so it started, so I live in Galway City, and the local university started a juggling club or a juggling society, and at the time I was writing up my master's thesis, so it was a very nice kind of complementary act to be doing when my brain was tired but my body wasn't, to take up to learn how to juggle. So I'd write a little bit and then juggle a little bit, and at the end of the day I'd be mentally and physically exhausted and I'd get a great sleep.
Well done, well done. And when I was looking through the bump about the event, it's more than just juggling. There's other elements to it.
Sure, so there's a lot of other what we call circus arts that would be involved, and juggling is the main thing, but we also have spinning, such as staff or stick spinning, poi spinning, aerial acrobatics and ground acrobatics, diabolo and devil stick, and even things like pogo stick and unicycling, and all kinds of other disciplines that you can imagine that are around circus arts.
But no animals?
No animals. There's no dogs allowed on the site for health and safety reasons.
Good. Okay, now talk me through some of the main events. Saturday the 26th is the gala show.
So the gala show is like the big show that we have at the end of the convention. It's one of the main things that marks the end of the convention. It's a world-class juggling show, and this year we have performers from the USA, from Ireland, Israel, Germany, France and Sweden, and that's running the Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and there's an earlier show at 5:30. So there's two there, and the tickets are just €15 for an adult, and they're available at the box office. And we have a family ticket to encourage families to come for €40, and that's 2 adults, 2 children, so you save €6 on that. On the Saturday earlier on in the day, we have this huge parade and games, and the parade is a thing that we traditionally do to thank the people of the village or the town that it's hosted in for hosting us for that week. And that starts at the festival entrance at 1:30. The parade then proceeds right through Mill Street town with thousands of these jugglers and acrobatics and spinners and unicyclists. And that will then end up at the GA Hall, and we start what we call the juggling games at around 3 o'clock there. And the games include things like hula hoop racing or balancing things for as long as you can, as well as some more technically difficult games like juggling 5 or 7 clubs for as long as you can, and these kind of things. So these are both events that are outside of the festival area, so they're completely free to the public to come and watch, and it's a super fun day out to be in Mill Street on the 26th.
Okay, so and all of the family can go along to that. And are there other events during the week that?
Sure. So all every day there are events, and anybody can come and get a ticket for the festival and get into it. But we also have free workshops that are running in the GA hall all week, and you can check out those on our website, EJC2014.org, or Googling Juggling Mill Street will find us indeed. On the Tuesday, the 22nd, so just next Tuesday, we have a family day, and we really encourage families to come along that day, especially to experience the festival. We have a family ticket for that as well, so it's 2 adults, 2 children for €60, and that's saving €36 off the normal price. So on that particular day, as well as those free workshops in the GA hall, we have free street shows just outside the festival area in juggling and acrobatics and diabolo. Then on the Friday, we have another huge show called the Legend Stage, and that's at 6 o'clock.
I'm really interested in this. These are some quite famous jugglers.
This is a very special show. So normally we would have maybe one of these people that would headline the gala show, but this year we have put a stage together with 8 of these legends. And I'll just mention 2 of them, I suppose, the 2 that might be most recognisable to your listeners. We have Michael Motion, who people might remember was in the the movie Labyrinth, and manipulated a crystal ball for David Bowie. And Michael's quite famous in our circles. He's kind of one of the founders of that manipulation of crystal balls, or as we call it, contact juggling. Okay. The other really big name we have is Victor Key, and he's a very highly respected Ukrainian-born juggler who lives in the US now, and he performs with Cirque du Soleil. I believe this is going to be, I think, the only performance so far of his show outside of Cirque du Soleil, so we've gotten special permission from Cirque to do that.
And did somebody say that there's going to be a scout from Cirque du Soleil looking out for a possible
So we have Samuel Roy, who's a scout for Cirque du Soleil, and he's going to be giving talks and explaining to our participants how they might start careers with Cirque du Soleil, or talk to them about that. And he's around from, I think, the middle of the week until the end.
And I'm assuming anyone who has any sort of interest in circus events dreams one day of working with Cirque du Soleil.
They are one of the huge names, obviously, in the business, and they run such wonderful shows around the world. It's so much more than a circus show. It's a whole experience. Yeah. And I've heard recently from people that have gone to Cirque du Soleil that there's so much going on that they need to go back multiple times.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to Cirque du Soleil shows, and every time I come out I say that, going, I need to see that show again. I missed it, because whoever you're with, someone will say, did you see that bit? And I go, no, I was looking at the other end of the room, so I missed it. It's terrific. It's
a huge sensory experience.
Yeah, it's they're and such talented people that they really are. This is a big deal then for Mill Street to be hosting this, Ultan, next week.
Sure. So it's very, I suppose, financially valuable for the people of the town, but they're also hugely welcoming. So when we had it there in 2006, they were just as welcoming, of course, but they didn't really understand what it was, because it's a bit of a strange event. It's kind of a festival, but it's kind of an event because we all volunteer at it as well. It's kind of an event for us to come together. But this year, I'm hoping that a lot more of the local guys will pop up and really experience the festival, and it'll be so much more for everybody involved.
Okay, so this is just a hobby for you then?
Yes, for me, but we'll have a lot of professionals there as well. Some of the other people on the team are professional jugglers who make their living doing it.
Okay, all right. Any idea where it's going to be held next year, or would that be decided at the event?
That's been decided. Next year it's in Karlsruhe, which is in the south of Germany, and at this event we'll be deciding when the 2016 will be held. So there'll be some submissions for 2016 this time around.
Okay, well listen, have a great time in Mill Street, Ultan, and thanks for joining us on the programme this morning.
Thanks for having me on, Patricia.
Good morning to you. Bye-bye. As is Ultan Sharkey, who is the marketing manager with the European Juggling Convention. And you can get on to Mill Street, to the box office there, if you want to buy tickets to go to any of the events. Or, as Ultan said, what I love about it is the fact that there's so many of the events are free, and the family can go along and they'll be on the street. So I imagine Mill Street is going to be a busy place. I was reading, they reckon it's worth about €5 million to the local economy to have a festival like this, because it's a festival that's running for a full week. So it is terrific. So the Green Glens box office, if you want to get any tickets to go to any of the shows next week as part of the European Juggling Convention. 1850 333 103. Bernie is taking your calls. We are looking for your gardening questions, please, because we will be going